everyone. I hope you're all doing fine. Thank you for watching my channel. And I think I might have taken on a project that could take me a while. It could be one big project, or it could be just preparations for some other smaller projects. Well, I wanted to let you know, before we get started on all of this, well, welcome to Billie Holman Creations. This is Billie. Remember the swan I did when I was testing out the Resiners resin, and it was crystal clear, but the mold didn't fit together? Well, I have to tell you what I did today. Here it is. I soaked it in hot water, just the bottom, and then I was able to stretch it open and then reform it back to fitting this beautiful swan. So I'm happy about that. Okay, let me show you what I've got. I've got gears. This is my little container of bits and parts of stuff. You know, I like to take stuff apart. Take it apart, get things out of them, see what they're made of. And then I came across butterfly and some other flowers that were at one time yard stakes, and they were going to be thrown away. I grabbed them, I got the stakes off, and I have been painting one. Look at the size of these, aren't they pretty? This was very rusty, so I just went over it with a layer or two of paint, acrylic brown paint, and then I have an abundance of old papers and things, like steampunk papers and different things, and all this I got from Temu. So after that step, I started doing this. So this project here is going to be a while. I'll do it when I can, work on it a little bit at a time if I have to, but here's the butterfly I did. And we're going to jazz those up. I've got butterflies, I've got stickers, I've got more butterflies, gears, all of that. So we'll be working on these bigger pieces. And then I was out in the shop, and I know I had these things in a basket. Now these, I don't know, I might have made these 20 years ago. But these are plant pokes, okay? They're pretty junky, but I'm going to take them apart, use this is that thin kind of copper colored paper or sheets you can buy. I think I got them at Michael's one time. Anyway, I'm going to take them apart so I can take the stick off and decoupage these two. And then we'll see about middles and tchotchkes and gears. In the meanwhile, I'm going to take these apart, and if I have time today, I'm going to paint these and decoupage them too. Hello everyone. Well, I did finish decoupaging the flowers. I did leave the one bigger one down here, that plain color there. So I'm wanting to incorporate gears because, you know, these flowers are steampunk papers in a sense, and I want to paint the background. So I've got these three pent art colors here: the dark brown, the tan, and this looks green in camera, but it's a beautiful blue. So I want to do sections, you know, the blue on top, maybe ombre it down into the beige, and then into the brown. Before I do that, I'm wondering if I should paint the stems I've got laid out here. They're all different colors. Paint a few of the gears. Those are big black ones. I've used them to raise some pieces. And I've got a few mushrooms down at the corner. I know it looks gaudy now, but I've got to make it work itself together. Another thing I'm not sure of is, what was I going to say? I'm not sure, and I think I will take these separate flowers, cut them a little more, and double them up, reform them. These are the copper pieces, so they're quite thin. I just tore that. I'm thinking about doubling those up, gluing those together, and then we'll have some really pretty middles, like some of these metal flowers, and those I won't paint. So I guess I'll start, first of all, by doubling up these flowers. I've taken a picture of the layout, and then I'm going to paint the stems while I've got everything out here, and then I will go to the canvas. Okay, so I'm just going to get started putting these together into painting the stems, and I guess I'll catch you when I'm done with that. I really don't know what I'm doing, but I think it's a beautiful project. It's a matter of having the eye to put it together and make it beautiful. Okay, so I will be back with you shortly. Get a few of these things done first. Okay, I've got the camera pretty high. I put the flowers together. I took them outside and I spray painted everything with a polyurethane spray to protect it. Then I did 2 coats of the different colors on the board, and I ombre'd this side. Still paint, but I think it worked out good. And to be honest, I have not ombre'd really before, unless I did it in art class years ago, and I don't remember. So what I did is I've got, I'm going to join the blue, and it's an apricot. So I'm going to put a glob of blue over here. Good glob. Uh-oh, my cat's meowing, Annie. Not a good time. Not a good time. Whoops. Oh, no. I just splattered. Look at that. Oh, geez, Billy. I'll have to rub that in with... Can I rub it out? No, I have to fix that. Darn it, darn it. Do I need more than this? That'll do. Then we've got the apricot. I had a stick for that. Somewhere close by. Oh, I used the blue one. Jeez. Let's get some of this apricot here. Okay. Now, since this is chalk paint, and you know I've never really used it before, it sure dries quick. But I had this extender medium, and this you can find with your acrylic paints in the store. I've had this for quite some time. Just gonna spritz some on both of them, and then try to mix some in. The blue. Move that, roll it over, try to mix some in with the apricot. I don't know the blue there, but whatever. Anyway, we're just going to mix this up. More than I need. Roll off of there. Okay. Daub that up. Let me wipe these sticks. I'll have paint everywhere, like I just did that. Let's get some of that off. Okay. Now April from Dragons and Dresses Craftsorium and Miss Martha from Martha's Crafty Corner, they kind of gave me some pointers because, like I said, I don't do this. So I have a just a cheapo 2-inch brush, and I'm just gonna go from one side to the other. Get a little more blue on that side. and kind of wipe it off a little bit. Give a little squiggle. They mentioned the squiggle. Martha said the squiggle gives you a nicer edge. So I'm starting at the very top. And I'm just going to try to stay center. And bring it down. Okay, the board is dry. I was able to put a coat of polyurethane spray on all of these flowers, so they are glossy. I'm going to leave the background matte, I believe. And I also have some pieces that I know I'm going to use and where they're going to go. This is just a bracket that I'm going to put in the far corner here. I know that for sure. I know this piece is just going to fit somewhere in the center or in a gap. I've colored some sprockets, brown and blue, because I'm going to have one down here. These are going to be lifting the butterflies. And this will probably lift a bigger flower. All my stems are brown. I did do mushrooms. I've got some mushrooms that I want to put down in this back corner. Oh, you can't see. Let me move it down. It's going to be in this corner here. I can't get any closer. Let me see if I can pull that up. Just want to have a few little mushrooms down here. 3 different sizes, maybe just like that. Maybe I want you... Do I want them in height order, maybe? I like that one in the middle. But that won't work right. Let's move these around just a skosh. Maybe you there, you here, and you down like that. So, for right now, like I said, I don't know where I'm going to put this, but for right now, I'm going to glue the mushrooms and the corner bracket down. And I'm just going to use my is this 7,000? This is almost gone. This is the premium. I wrapped them all the way to this. Yeah, it is a premium E6000. There's not much in here, but I think I have enough to glue these pieces down. Usually grab myself a wooden stick to spread the glue on some of these. Now this is down to the wire here, but we're going to use it. Just going to smear some on this bracket. Then we'll start designing. Ugh. Putting things in place. Then I don't know if I'm going to pour some more gears or locks or keys. I guess we'll just see how it turns out, because I don't want to overpower the flowers. That's why I kind of put these into colors that will just sort of blend into the background. So I'm going over here, which is a good place because this canvas has a little bit of a nick in the corner there. So we'll just get that down. And we'll come over to the mushrooms. I need to have a bigger area here. I could have done this out in the shop, but the shop's not the cleanest house on the block. So can you see my corner? Okay. I'm just going to do the same thing. Get these placed. Probably need a little more there. Maybe not. Maybe that will hold. Up there. These are mainly pieces I've already had poured. I already had poured. Poured, well, could have worked. Poured. So I just was gathering again, seeing what would possibly work. I want you a little higher than that one, maybe like there in a little cluster. Nice little mushroom, maybe out here. Just like that. I guess, and by golly. Now what I do the lid to this, with the lid to the glue. Here it is. Now I'm going to be working upside down for you. It's like when I edit, I can flip this around. Yeah. I know. Where's the bigger? This butterfly's flatter. With the posy sticking up. I hope these colors go. I think they will, don't you? So over in this corner, I'm thinking about using this as a lift for the butterfly. Where should we put it? Just want a little bit of the cog showing. Maybe like that. Oh, that's hanging over a little too far. Don't want it over the frame, but that might be a good position. And I want something to go on the back of this. We've got this flower, which has the clock on it. And looking for little flower pieces. I don't know if I should add that to the head. That looks rather pretty. I'm not quite sure, but let's get that in place. So this means lots of glue. Lots of glue. I'll probably empty this out. So, well, let's just leave this on. And I'm going to grab my scissors and just cut this open. Just like that. Open that up and we can get the rest of the glue. Just my thoughts. Pliers would be helpful. Pull that out. Don't cut yourself. So sharp. Just make a little bowl here. I can just dab into that. Very well, very well. Okay. Stick with glue. Come over here. Set this aside so I don't get it. Oh, getting all over the place. Think that's enough? I'm not sure, but I guess we'll try. I didn't mark the spot. Let me get some of this off of here. All right. Well, that's where she landed. I want it over further this way. Kinda. Oh heck, I've got glue. I don't know. I might have to. That's gonna make it shiny right there, unless I go in with paint. Darn it, Billy. Let's get a Q-tip here. Probably won't be too helpful, but we'll see. Well, that helps a little. Scratch it out of there. This will be hidden. Okay. Maybe I want her like that. So, what do I need glue for you? Butterfly. Maybe just these spots here. Around those edges because they are sticking out farther than anything else. See what we can muster up. All right. There, I think we've got it. Now, where did you have it, Billy? Is that what's happening there? Paint separated or something? We'll just find. I think it was about here, actually. Where are you? I can lift her there like that. So we'll put that down. Good. And we've got this. Apparently I wasn't able to grind that off or get that off. That'd be the only thing that it touches. No, it can sit in that hole there. And we can just glue the body and it should work. Oh, she's oozing out now. Just this area here is all we're going to be able to get the glue on to. Oh, it's coming out like no end. Here we go. Can you see me here? I'm going to prop her up. That's going to sit in the hole. And I might have to put something under there temporarily, like a brush handle. Let that lean like that. Okay, so that's going to dry. I think I need to get you a bit higher. Let's try it. Manual. That's the best I can get. Oh, move this way, sorry. This is half the time how I roll. Just like that. Now, I'm going to have to set flowers in before I can figure out where I want to put the branches. Now, this flower I wanted to come out slanted that way. I didn't paint it's just metal. I didn't paint that stem. I could put that there. And we've got two of the bigger flowers. So, God, that's so pretty. I have the darker one down here, or should I reverse it? No, I think we want that up with the blue. Somewhere in there. Oh, put you here. What's this? Something like that. And I doubled up on all of these. So we have 4 big ones. And a few metal ones. How should I cluster you? Don't know if I like that. Let's bring this one down a little. That down a little. There we are. It looks fair to middling. Now, was I going to? Got one left. Don't want that one completely. To the edge, but something like that. And I can possibly lay out. I've got branches. I've got some metals here too. These are so beautiful. Oh, that looks pretty up on the blue, doesn't it? Oh, should have had some cream colored ones. That's rather large. Where should we put you? Down here by the butterfly, maybe? Because I have 2 more. Do we want one on that butterfly? We could. Do the blue one and have the browns down here. That would be pretty. That big flower there. Middle flowers here. Let me see. I'm going to stand to the side and that looks very pretty. Looks very full. Let me see how I can set branches out. Kind of like that there, don't you? So I've got branches and leaves. Let's start with the taller ones, maybe. Or straight ones. I've got a couple straight ones. Where could the straight ones go? You could go to you somehow, like that. And this could go somewhere in there. Don't match up very well. Right there. Maybe I can put a leaf on that to hide that. Yeah, I could. Just kind of like there. Cover that up. That's pretty big. I have a little one here, but it's not. I need to tuck the tag part in. These are the copper ones again. All right, Billy, one thing at a time. Get your stems out. Looks like an antler. Some are going one way, some are going the other way. Have thinner branches out here. Well, I'm going to play with this, I think. And then try to make it pretty and start gluing most of these pieces down. Kind of like it, but I'm not sure. So I'll be back when I get this all figured out, and we'll see where I end up. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Well, here it is. You can't see it all. It's rather large. I didn't measure it. But I have everything glued down. I did eliminate this big blue flower. I did eliminate some leaves. It's rather simple. I wanted to put leaves covering these joints, but they really are not up to par for me. So I think the last thing I'm going to do... So I was saying, I was interrupted, I'm sorry. What's that? What I'm going to do last of all is use some of these flat backs. Now they're black, but they've got a nice shimmer to them. And I'm going to put them in the flowers. Like for instance, let's see, straight down here. I'll have to bring it closer. I could just put, just going to glue. It reflects light, but you don't see the black. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of these half backs in the flowers here, and then I'm going to hang it up on the wall so you can actually see how big it is. And aside from my hanger, I guess I'll put a alligator hanger on the back. But I think it's done. Now I could have added more gears and painted those and really filled it up, but I think I'm happy with it just as it is. It's rather simple. It's pretty. I've got to touch up a little bit of paint in some areas where I've scratched it, but that's not a big deal. So I will let you go, finish this up, hang it up, and thank you again for joining me today. Thank you for all my subscribers. For those of you who are just coming in to my channel, welcome. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who have stuck by me for such a long time now, I appreciate you all. So with that, I'll just say, please hit the like, subscribe, and a hype button if you happen to see that. But the likes help me out. I appreciate your comments, and I'll just say big hugs. Bye.